What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, don't know if you saw it today, but today, the highly anticipated, undisputed welterweight showdown between undefeated, unified three-belt WBA, WBC, IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be top two, if not number one, definitely top five, pound for pound best fighters in the world, and Errol the Truth Spence Jr., who has a record of 28 wins, no losses, no draw. 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 33 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach, and undefeated three-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO, World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, superstar boxer, who is widely considered by many to be the number one best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Bud Crawford. Terrence Crawford has a record of 39 wins, no losses, no draw, 30 big wins by way of knockout. He is 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. They fight July 29th, Las Vegas, Nevada, T-Mobile Arena. And Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence are fed up with all the press conferences. They're fed up with the repetitive, continuously same questions asked over and over and over again. And they both did this interview, and they both look highly frustrated. They both look very, very drained. They both look very, very mentally tired. Right? They're mentally tired of answering the same exact questions over and over and over again. Okay. With that said, Terrence Crawford, he first interviewed, and Terrence Crawford, the first thing he was asked is, what's his plans moving forward? Should he beat Errol Spence Jr.? And Terrence Crawford responded by saying, I told you already. I told you before. My only focus is Errol Spence Jr. Don't ask me again about any other fights but Errol Spence Jr. I'm focused on Errol Spence Jr. If you ask me a question about anybody else other than Errol Spence Jr., you are going to get the same response. He was asked if you go to 154. Terrence Crawford was asked, the gentleman that interviewed him stated, you having the biggest fight of your career. And Terrence Crawford, he stated, this is not the big, no, the interviewer said, you having the biggest fight of your life. And Terrence Crawford said, now, why would you say that? Why do you say it's the biggest fight of my life? It's not the biggest fight of my life. Why would you refer it to as the biggest fight of my life? He said, it's the biggest fight of my career. So Terrence Crawford was clearly frustrated. He was very short, one-word answering. Then he interviewed Errol Spence, and Errol Spence was pretty much the same. Errol Spence wasn't so short, but Errol Spence let him know, I'm about my money. I'm focusing on that. I'm focusing on the biggest lucrative fights I could possibly secure, because these promoters, the fans, the managers, they're not looking to take care of these fighters when it's all said and done. They're not going to pay the hospital bills. They're not going to take care of them financially. They could care less about the fighters when it's all said and done. So the reporter said, well, you turning into Floyd Mayweather. He said, I guess that's what you could say then, right? I guess you could say I'm turning into Floyd Mayweather. And he was very, very matter of fact, right? He was very, very to the point. And he seemed, very, very, Errol Spence is very mild-mannered. So he was very, very, quiet, low energy, right? And, many people would take it as Errol Spence being weight drained or just not having no energy. No, it's not that. I got plenty of people, shout out to Jaylyn, the Queen Jaylyn, because she was the first one to ask me about it. I had already previously saw it, and I wasn't even going to talk about it because it wasn't much to talk about there. But then I got multiple people that was hitting me up, and after Jaylyn, shouts out to the Queen Jaylyn. But after Jaylyn said it, then I got like 12 more people. It must have started picking up momentum and steam, and everybody started to see it. And people started, hey, man, Errol Spence is weight drained. Errol Spence ain't got no energy. No, it's not that Errol Spence is tired. It's not that Errol Spence is weight drained. It's not that Errol Spence is fatigued. It's none of the above. What it is that Errol Spence is tired of the same questions. He is fatigued. He's mentally tired of the same questions. How do you win? What's Terrence Crawford's biggest attribute? What do you have to take from him? Where do you go after this fight? It's the same repetitive questions over and over and over again. And they give you the same answers over and over and over again. At the end of the day, they simply don't know what the outcome is going to be in the fight. They don't know if it's going to go the distance. They don't know if there's somebody going to get knocked out in the first 10 seconds of the fight. They can't predict that. They obviously none of them want to go the distance. They don't get paid for overtime. But people ask them the same question. Is the rematch, going to be at 154? Is there a clause in the rematch that says it has to be at 154, right? Terrence Crawford was asked about the contract. One thing Terrence Crawford did reveal was that, in the rematch, whoever wins the fight is going to be the clear A side. We already knew that, but Terrence Crawford made it abundantly clear. Whoever wins the fight, they're going to be the A side. They are going to be, a holder of the deck of cards. And he said, he was negotiating not against Errol Spence, but against the powers that be. So many people were saying that Terrence Crawford was pricing himself out. And Terrence Crawford stated, I wasn't negotiating with Errol Spence. I was negotiating with the powers that be because they don't care. And I wanted to make sure that I got a partnership and equal share and worth and got my worth. OK, Errol Spence stated that, he was asked if they, the winner, can they negotiate the fight to be at 154? He said he don't care. So they're both, I know, again, like I said, I got 12 people after Jalen, a total of 13 with Jalen, that said, hey, Blue, man, you see Errol Spence's weight drain. Now, Jalen didn't say Errol Spence was weight drained. She just said, does he look a little bit drained? He has very low energy in the interview. But Errol Spence is just simply not interested. They're not interested in doing any more interviews. Plain and simple. They're not interested in being asked the same questions. We going into fight week, and it's only going to get heightened from there, right? It's going to be more questions, more bamboo. The same exact questions it's going to be because there is so much questions you can ask before the fight, right? It runs its course. You understand? Sean Porter question, the Kell Brook question. Those are the two fighters they have in common. Then it's going to be, is Terrence Crawford too small when you're asking Errol Spence? Is Terrence Crawford too small? How do you make adjustments to his ability to switch from southpaw to orthodox? These are questions I asked them the first two press conferences that they had to begin this fight. So imagine, the fight is here now. So they're tired. No, it's not that Errol Spence's weight drain. It's not that Errol Spence is low energy. He's just low energy with these interviews, man. They had enough. Enough is enough. Just imagine somebody putting the camera in your face time and time out again and asking you the same exact questions. How do you deal with Terrence Crawford's switching ability? What do you take away from Terrence Crawford? If he answered it once, they answered it 1,000 times. Terrence Crawford is tired of the same question. The rematch clause, is it going to be at 154? They already attest to it. Like Terrence Crawford said when he interviewed with me, when he interviewed with Brian Custer, when he interviewed with the 10,000 other media members and Breakfast Club and radio stations about a rematch clause. He is not interested in the rematch clause until he got to get past the first fight. So there's just simply a fatigue now, people. Don't look too far into this. Don't look too far into it to say Errol Spence's weight drain, Terrence Crawford is weight drain, or Terrence Crawford too small. Terrence Crawford is worried, concerned. No, I saw people making videos. Terrence Crawford is concerned. Terrence Crawford said losing crosses his mind. He's a human being like everybody else. Of course, losing crosses his mind. Losing crossed Errol Spence's mind as well. Losing crossed Floyd Mayweather's mind. It crossed anybody that's a competitor in any sport at any level. Losing is going to cross your mind. They are human beings. They are not robots, people. They are not robots. So we look too far into it. Oh, Terrence Crawford said that he losing is on his mind. Well, losing is on everybody's mind. He's been asked about the question 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. Well, eventually he gonna answer the question. Of course, I think about losing, right? So what do we expect from them at this stage, people? What do we expect? I know it's drawing straws because this is one of the first 50-50, true 50-50 fights we had of this generation. Last time we had a true 50-50 fight was September 16, 1981, Sugar Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. That was the last time, 40 years ago, over 40 years ago. In this generation, this is the first truly 50-50 fight that we have. Now, we have another fight that I believe is truly 50-50, Cool Boy Steph and Noe Inoue, Inoue, that's coming up that Tuesday before this fight. This Tuesday coming up, in Inoue versus Cool Boy Steph, right? That's a true 50-50 fight. Outside of that, man, we haven't had that. So we're drawing straws to see who has the advantage, to see who's going to win. You ain't going to know who's going to win, people, until July 29th after the fight over. That's it. Point blank and period. And that's all I got for y'all, man. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV. All in one word. I'm gone. Peace.